Virgo, song that's playing for you is Narcos. Who the narco? Whether you dealing with a narcissist, Virgo, or you the narcissist yourself. Somebody you was dealing with a group of narcos, a group of narcissists. All right, now look, two fell out on the first one, so they're going back. Judgment on now. You could be in the birder position, birder. You could be in a better position regarding your minds. Now you in a higher place of understanding about a situation, and because of that, if it's you versus you, you're in a position where now you're calling judgment. Your higher mentality is calling judgment on the lesser minds you have. Okay, now that you're in this position of understanding regarding a topic, situation, or relationship, or something you're giving to, look, now that you're more wise about something, now you in a position where you can make a better judgment call on how you should be carrying yourself or expressing yourself in the environment, or what you should be doing. Or that's someone outside of you. Someone outside of you could be in a higher position mentally, in regards to how they understand the situation or the space or the relationship they share with you, and now they're making better decisions in regards to the relationship or the space they share with you. Now that they know something about Virgo, and then now whether that's you know something about a situation, or someone outside of you knows something about a situation with you. There's a narcissist here. Well, you or someone outside of you, or just the environment you was in an environment. The whole time you was in a snake den. You feel me? All your friends, your little clique, your circle, your whoever, whatever you thought you was dealing with, it was snakes. Everybody was fake. You had love for them once upon a time, no, up until you realized, look, someone might have brought themselves to you quickly on some narcissistic type shit. They wanted you to invest in a certain type of direction they had, or an idea they had going on. But they knew if they know they had to come to you a certain type of way to get you to do it. So they might have dressed it up real nice, but you've been through enough cycles, or you done accepted or invested in enough of this person's or these people's ideas to know, you know what, man, maybe I shouldn't do this one. You feel me? It's like that. You done been through enough with these folks. Or that's somebody with you. Somebody you might have been in a position where you had a certain type of idea, and you had a certain mind, and so you thought if you were to put yourself in a position to express yourself in a certain type of way, you would be able to get a certain type of outcome, and it would move swiftly. It's like there would be no friction or resistance when you express or invest in a certain type of direction. Now you may be in a position where someone is receiving you as a narcissist, or your environment now sees you as a narcissist. You know what side of the fence you fall on. Yeah, now you could be in a position, it's the Page of Cups in reverse. Now you could either not be emotional, you not bringing no more new feelings here. And now you done, look, because you built you a new idea, you built you a new mind, and that mind was built off of the understandings about what you got here. It was like indisputable facts or observations about the investments or the energy you put in a space. And all that knowing, all that understanding made you realize you can't do that. Let me not bring any new emotions here. No more new emotional expressions. Or if it's you versus you, in a sense where you were, again, someone was a narcissist, narcos. You were putting a whole lot of footwork, whole lot of behind. It's like behind the scene action. Knife Talk is a song that's playing with you. It's like you would put in a whole lot of behind the scenes action in a situation, so that when you take an action, you could be able to do something. But it's like all that back end work in the front end, it wasn't even received. Whatever it was, you feel me? What the emotions you wanted to be received, or the emotions you wanted to convey and have someone external to you receive, it ain't worked the way you wanted it to. No cap up. Now you may be having a knife talk with yourself. You may be having a realization of some heavy truths, and those heavy truths are putting you in a position where you can't even emotionally express yourself. It's either you can't emotionally express yourself, or because of this truth that you're aware of, how you emotionally expressing yourself, yeah, you're real goofy. I mean, you were told the Page of Cups in reverse can be a narcissist, and you play on people's emotions to do that. Let's put your foot in the shoe that fits you, though. That if that wasn't you, then you wouldn't have been irritated if I said that. If you got irritated when I said that, then I guess that shit was mighty snug, huh? To the side. When I see you, better put that fucking pride to the side. Hey, yo, you know who you dealing with, though? Keep blickies. Hey, you know, yeah, judgment. Okay, now. Again, it's if it's you versus you, your higher mind, your wisdom, your knowing, your understanding about a situation, whether that's just through firsthand experience or just after going through an experience where you put your emotions out there in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, you've been putting a whole lot of back end work in a situation. Now, it's like folks around you probably didn't even know you was doing what you was doing. You were doing something though, in an attempt so that your emotions, or you can express or give a certain type of feeling to your environment. And judgment was called on that. Now you may be in a position where the feelings you are giving to your environment aren't high vibrational. Yeah, you might be feeling a little sour right now. Or people looking at it's like sour, sweet, gone. Nah, you just sour. They ain't fuck the sweet part. We skipped the sweet part. And now you may be you. It's like if it's you versus you in your minds, knowing why you're sour, in a sour position, right? It's like you know why you're in the position you're in. If it's you versus you. If it's you versus someone outside of you, you could have emotionally presented your feelings in a certain type of environment. It's like you presented yourself some way because you wanted someone to feel what you feel, or you wanted an environment to receive the emotions you're bringing. Those in there were, instead of receiving it, they called judgment on that. It's like that emotion, this action was the last action type shit. You feel me? Whether that was you making a realization, making a note for yourself, you can't do something no more, or someone outside of you made a judgment on the situation they shared with you. Knife talk. They hit you with a real sharp truth. Now you may not be happy about that. Because that truth is putting you, that judgment is putting you in a position where you can't express yourself. You're not able to give off the feeling you want to give. Or when you do express yourself, it's just it already has a pre-attached energy, and it's a lower one. Look, and that's because of some toxic energies that occurred in the past. And that fell right next to the, 7 of coins, 8 of coins. The devil and the 8 of coins. You was putting a whole lot of back work in on some toxic behavior that may have brought you a burden. Or if it's you versus someone outside of you, in the sense where you could have called a judgment on bringing new feelings to this environment. You don't want to feel nothing, or you realize you can't feel nothing new with these people. The only thing you feel with these people or this person is a burden. And that may be because someone may have invested in some manipulative action or some real toxic action with you. Someone was a narcissist with you. Op Party is a song that's playing for you. Whole time you were dealing with the ops. And you thought it was someone you could fuck with. Only when you realized they weren't, after they invested in something or they brought you something that may make you look. You got the page of coins and the ace of coins in reverse. You might be crying because of a realization or an understanding about a situation, or because of a judgment that was called regarding a relationship or a friendship or something you invested in. You feel me? You know if that's for you or not. Or it's just someone outside of you. You no longer receiving emotion. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, I don't know. If it's someone outside of you, it's like you can't be where you're in love with something and you can't be in that. Gemini, you might be dealing with it. You don't have to be. Gemini had a similar story. Shit, you might be the one, and if you're dealing with a Gemini, you don't got to be dealing with a Gemini, or you can just have Gemini somewhere in your chart. But it's like you might have been the op. And a Gemini may not be fucking with you no more because of the emotional expression, or you might have thought if you were to bring your emotions in an environment in a certain type of way, it would be received in a certain type of place or just in a situation. And the only thing that came out of that was a judgment call on the feelings you bring. Now you can no longer bring emotions, or you can just no longer express yourself emotionally in an environment. And it's like that's an environment you had love for. It's like outside of you is love. You're not in it because you may have done something to put yourself out of it. You feel me? Yeah, and there's conflict. Man, listen, it's a whole. You may be in a position where you're trying to fight for something, or someone outside of you fighting you because they someone in love with something. And it's like you was someone. If it's not you who was in an op party, and you may realize the whole time you was in an op party. Now that being in that environment for so long changed your perspective about a certain category or topic in your life. Now you realize, damn, you was with some narcissists. All these people did is bring you burdens. All this action did was bring you a burden regarding what you love, what you actually want to fight for, what you actually want to participate in. Now you in a position where you can't express yourself towards what you love or in what you love or do what you love because of the burdens you manifested in the situation that got you fired from that space. You feel me? It's like judgment was called on you because of emotions you were putting out or because of emotions you weren't expressing. You feel me? How you gonna participate in an environment you know you in love with if you're not willing to fight for it? You feel me? Or if you're not willing to take action to express yourself in that space. You feel me? You could sit pretty all you want. You could sit thinking you look good all you want, male or female. Ain't shit gonna happen unless you do something. And because you didn't do something or because of how you did something, judgment was called. And now you're in conflict because you're outside of what you love. You know what that means for you? Running is the song that's playing for you. Yeah, you might be in a position where you're trying to run for what you love. Or you just fighting your whole external world. Tower reverse. Yeah, some shit happened. Some shit shook. And it I don't think it shook in a good way. There's something going down. Look, regarding some bad investments in the past. Whether someone outside of you took an action towards you, that action towards you made you realize that, look, brought you an emotional awareness about the relationship or the situation you share, and you realize the whole time you was investing in on some toxic shit that only manifested you some burdens. Now you made the judgment for your tomorrow, because now that you in this place, it's like now you gotta love. Now that you over that, now that you finally became aware of what you was investing in wouldn't add up to shit. Now you got a new love for life. You got a desire, a new wanting out of a situation or just in general. Now you're no longer bringing any new feelings there, but you're going to fight to be there. You feel me? And whatever's ending is ending and ain't going to come back. You ain't going to put yourself in that space or that type of position regarding that again. If it's you versus someone outside of you, then it's like you outside of the space you love, and it's like you running towards that. You're in a position to want to fight for that. Or someone outside of you may be in a position where they love you, and it's like they may be in some conflict regarding the space they share with you because you're not emotionally expressing or investing in that situation. You might have already made a decision about that situation, that person, that relationship, and that decision may have been along the lines of you ain't fucking with it no more. Because you already done invested so much into it, and you was dealing with a narcissist. And now you see when the future you see with that ain't a good future. Shit, you probably don't even see a future with that. And you only see a whole bunch of burdens, a whole bunch of shit you gotta worry about, a whole bunch of shit you gotta stress about. Or that's how someone outside of you see the space they share with you. And you don't have to play with it. You don't have to play with it. I was at the Met Gala with my shooter. Yeah, justice in reverse. Yeah, some shit fucked. It is cooked. Wherever you at, you was in one. If it was someone outside of you and you were the narcissist, yeah, it was a whole unbalanced situation. It wasn't shit right in that situation, that dynamic. You was real grimy. If you the one who was the devil and the devil, you put a whole lot of work and some toxic shit behind the scenes. Yeah, you was real grimy. And you trying to figure out why you in a position where you can't express or you can't do something new. You can't change the decisions or the dynamic of the situation. Yeah, because you did some shit you shouldn't have done and it came back to you. Now you're in conflict because what you love is outside of you and you're not in the energy of love. You may not love what you're doing. You may be in a job that it just drains you. It only puts you in conflict every time you go there. And that conflict from the job come back to the house. That now you upset with everybody in your environment. You bitching with everybody, male or female. Everybody grind your gears, and that's just because of an environment you put yourself in. You chose to get that job. You chose to emotionally express yourself in that manner, in that job, so that you would be received like that in that work environment. Now you mad because you may not want your coworkers to feel this way about you, but they only feel that way about you because something you wasn't working on. You took time to build that character, build that form, build that face. You put a whole lot of work in on that mask in arts and crafts class. Now you mad because you can't take shit off. And that shit ain't got nothing to do with nobody outside of you but you. If it's you versus someone outside of you, and someone outside of you in a position where they may realize they love you, now they want to fight for you, now they want to run towards you, that shit's already over. You already done. You already in a place where you ain't bringing shit there. And if someone, even if you in a position where you still may be talking to these people, you ain't bringing them no new ideas, no new feelings. Folks could be around you trying to get you. Oh, Virgo, look at this. Oh, Virgo, you feel about this. They ain't getting shit off you. You feel me? Remember the time. Yeah, remember the good old days. Whether that's on your part and you want somebody to remember the good times because now you want to fight for this love. Somebody outside of you wants you to remember the good times, so now they want you to fight for the love. Hey, it ain't fucked up though. Hey, that shit was a one-sided as fuck. You know who or what you dealing with though.